Okay, there is no Indian party जहाँ पर 2-4 राजीव ना हो. So as I've been expanding over last 5 years, तो मैं 2 राजीव के बराबर हूँ. But we have a राजीव Char. Give it up for राजीव
Thank you.
So, so, we've known Neha for a while, and by the way, Gabby, before I start, everything I say today was done by Divya. She prepped me for this, so if it's bad, it's her fault, and if it's good, it's her fault. Right? So we've known Neha for a little over 10 years, and everyone who knows her knows how much she goes on, right? She has this passion to just keep talking. But over the years, we figured out there are 2 times in life when she has to be quiet. First time is when we were dancing at a friend's place for the party, and there was a mirror garage. And all of a sudden, Neha walks in there, and we're saying that, she's doing her dance steps, she's moving around, and we're saying, you're out of step, you're out of step. Nothing is affecting her. She can't hear us, she can't talk, doesn't look back, nothing's happening. So after a while, we all looked around and said, what's happening with her? She's just staring at herself in the mirror, she's doing her moves. And then we said, okay, fine. The only way we can distract her is move in front of her. And then she comes back to life. And then we started talking, and then we said, I was looking at Sumit, poor guy. All of us have this 90-10 in our lives, where 90% of the time we kind of blanket everybody out, and 10% we listen. Sumit, since he married up, he has the opposite. This is where 90% of the time, and then 10% he kind of faces out and out there. So we see her over the years where we are traveling long drives. We were in Canada. And she's talking, and we say, yeah, he's responding. And all of a sudden he was quiet. And you're responding. And all of a sudden you say, I'm a So he is so tuned into that whole thing. So then the second time we figured out that there's another way that she actually can be quiet was when she called me in winter 10 years ago, 9 years ago, I forget when it was. And she said, hey, I want to go water swimming. So I said, it's winter, November or January, I forget when it was. She says, no, I want to do it one on one. I don't want to put it in front of the group in case something, I get worried or something happens. I said, fine, we go. So I think 3 or 4 of us, we drove up to Pleasanton, we went to Shadow Cliffs. So we're driving in there, and all the way through she's talking, and this is who's responding, and there's one person talking in the front, I'm sitting at the back, and he's responding. And after a while, he also goes quiet. We come into the park, the ranger looks at us and says, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Park's not open. And the ranger looks at us and says, what are you guys doing here? I said, well, this girl wants to swim. So he's like, I was pulling his leg, and he said, no. I said, she really does want to swim. Saying, okay, so there's no lifeguard. I said, no worry, your husband's here. So we go down there, and it is white. There's just frost everywhere. The plains is frosted, the beach is frosted. Yeah, grass is all frost. There's steam coming out of the lake. She looks at me and says, wow. I said, yeah, they heated it for you. See? So we walk in there, and then she starts putting on a wetsuit. And then, the second aha moment for us. The minute that zipper went up, she stopped. It was like both sides. And both of us were looking at each other and saying, what? There's a noise. It's an absolute silence. Right? So we go into the water, it's super cold, I'm shivering, everybody's shivering, we're out of water, we come out after a while, and I keep asking us, you doing alright? No response. How are things? Everything, no response. We come out, she comes out of the water, zipper comes down, all of a sudden, why did we come now? And started screaming at me and said, why are we coming in winter? And this, that, and the other. And I said, the wetsuit's too tight. I said, the wetsuit's fine. She said, what do you know about women's wetsuits? It's fine, whatever. So we walked out, and I got this aha moment. I said, how do you decide? I said, hey, you don't have to build that mirror room for like Char. You just have to tell her that, in order for a wetsuit fit crop, even twice a week needs to wear. The last 10 years, Sumit has been telling her, that twice a week, 45 minutes, by a wall, she puts on the weights, and everything goes to Balinese. So I don't think that the bus will force me back if it where's mental health. Anyway, happy birthday. I was told not to be too sloppy about it, so happy birthday.
Thank you. And happy.
Great.